first. First.
Hello everybody and welcome to another day of VCT EMEA coming to you live as always from Messe Berlin. I am your host Yinsu. I'm very excited to be back today and to be joined by Kaquka and Lothar. Kaquka, welcome to the playoffs.
Oh, I've been watching from the backstage, but I'm very excited. Also, we got the news that there's going to be some changes on Pearl, so it's a very exciting day.
Did you enjoy yesterday's matches?
No, I didn't. so here's the thing. Not only Giants was out and was not able to qualify, also I came here at like, what, 3 p.m. and I was just sitting in the green room being like, yeah, it's fine. I'll work from here.
Hey, I'm back.
It's just another bad decision,
I can promise no delays today, guys. I can promise you that. No delays in the first match, at least, until the Pansy and Hypot get here a little bit later. But with everything that happened yesterday, we can finally secure and announce to you every single team from EMEA that will be attending Masters Tokyo. Of course, there's one slot left, and that will be determined, I believe, between C9 and NRG. But in the beginning of the season, you guys, I was all behind FUT, and I'm so glad that they actually made it, Lothar. We get a full Turkish team for the first time in a while at a Masters tournament.
I know that you're happy because they're, coming from the Turkish region. I'm more happy than that the fact that they're actually presenting a clean Valorant, something that I like. I like watching FUT play because it's joy to my eye.
None of us needed to know that, but what about you?
Don't do this to me.
It's a saucy
no,
day
I agree. I think for them it's also the experience of qualifying themselves to an international event. We know that we saw them at lock-in, but it's not the same to actually, get it through your own achievements. So
yeah.
I'm very proud of them. And some usual suspects. So I'm also sus, yeah, just like you today. But I think this reinforces the idea that having a strong core in the long run helps a lot to other teams, because we've seen Fnatic, okay, Liquid could be like the exception, but they also have some very heavy hitters that have been together for a very long time. Same goes for Na'Vi.
Yeah, well, this is not just over yet. They will be attending Masters Tokyo, but the job is not done because we still need to crown someone the winner and give them that shiny trophy. And for me, at least, Lothar and Kaquka, I expected this top 4. I'm quite happy with this.
You expected Team Liquid to be in top 4?
Liquid and Na'Vi swapped, but I expected them to be
Okay,
top
that's
4.
more
Yes.
plausible, because
Yeah.
Na'Vi definitely struggled, and they've seen, let's say, better days when it comes to the performance, and it was very messy, but in a way that you expect kind of Na'Vi to play, but at the same time, you would expect them to clean it up for the playoffs, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. I think that we saw a period of testing for Na'Vi, and it looked like it wasn't over just before playoffs, and probably is the reason that they struggled so much against Liquid, just because they don't have the reps to go back into and actually rely on the preparation that they have for the maps. But they're still made it, and they still can get a pretty good slot, because 2 of these teams will be skipping the group stage in Tokyo.
Well, this is not a controversial take, I feel like, this bracket, but Kaquka, I know you went on a mission and
Yes.
you asked the teams what they thought. Does that seem anything like what they said?
It's funny because during week 1, I went and asked every single team who they thought was going to make it, what are the top, the 4 teams that were going to make it to Tokyo, and also if they thought there was a dark horse, someone that was going to give a surprise. Well, 10 out of 10 teams said that Fnatic and Na'Vi would both make it. Surprisingly, they also thought that Koi and Vitality were going to make it. At the top, at the right, you can see that FUT only had 1 vote to make it. They gave them to themselves. Funny enough,
Smart.
BBL was the one considered them the dark horse. They knew that they were going to be the surprise. Also, look at Team Liquid. Only they voted for themselves, making it to Tokyo. Not only that, you see that they have 2 votes as a dark horse. Well, both of them team and Giants on different days gave me the same answer as to what they thought they would be the dark horse, and it's just because the Team Liquid logo
Looks like a horse.
It's a horse. So yeah, of course.
I have a question.
That's great.
Tell me.
Did KC vote for themselves?
Yes. And they voted for themselves, and they also voted for themselves as the dark horse.
Yes. I thought
I allow them
thought
to do that.
The Koi thing doesn't surprise me in the beginning of the season. I can understand why they did that, but you know, I mean, a lot of them maybe they need to.
We always show our predictions. It's time to, you know.
Yeah,
spotlight
they
on
need
them.
to refund that lottery ticket as well. Unfortunately, Koi, they would not be playing today, but we do have four other teams that will be playing. Fnatic will be going up against Liquid, and FUT will be going up against Na'Vi. And surely, guys, Na'Vi, they need to redeem themselves a little bit and actually are able to beat FUT today.
I think a good frontier to look at is FUT, because I think that is a team that will push them a lot, and we need to see some clean Valorant coming from Na'Vi. I think that yesterday it was a good win. We saw the players actually shine individually, but there are some things that we still expect from them.
I'm just super hyped to watch FUT defeat Na'Vi today.
Well, our players here are doing the best in order to win that trophy, but you guys at home, you know, you can also improve your game as well, especially through the VCT EMEA bootcamp. All you need to do is scan your QR code here. They'll take some of your information from in-game and match you to a professional player from our league. I did this earlier, and I got matched with a one and only Alpha here, and I spoke to Alpha a little bit about this. Thank you very much. And he was like, you're a Killjoy player. It makes sense. You know, you need to watch some of my gameplays to get better, which I will be doing right after today's games. But it is not about me. It is more about our teams here in the upper bracket, because we're going to be bringing you Fnatic versus Team Liquid right after this.
Okay.
Face your fear! Well, Team Liquid versus Fnatic is a very seasoned matchup here at VCT EMEA. In the past, we spoke about how this is going to be the reunion of the Gambit boys, Redguard versus Boaster, a lot of storylines. But there's one thing that we have missed, and that is Durka and Yumpy, in fact, went to the same, not just school, but elementary school and middle school. So 3 different schools they both went to. They've enjoyed that Finnish education. And I want to put you two to the test, Kaquka and Lothar.
Okay.
Are you smarter than Durka and Yumpy?
No.
Do you think? Okay, well, I'm going to be asking you guys a few questions. I've asked Durka and Yumpy the exact same questions, and we're going to compare and see how you do. So let's start. In just a short moment, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds.
Are they related to the game?
Well, see.
Okay.
In just 30 seconds, we're going to be giving you a timer. And in that 30 seconds, I want you two to name as many professional Finnish players as you can that have a Wikipedia page. If they don't have a Wikipedia page, I am now counting them. Are you ready? All right, run the timer. Go. Name as many Finnish players as you can.
Hyber. Durka Yumpy.
Is that it?
Is Bonko Finnish?
Yeah, Bonko's finished.
Yeah. You're making me...
It's embarrassing.
I mean, there's another one that plays in our league. There is one more Finnish player in our league. There's a lot that don't play in our league.
He's gonna kill us.
3, 2, 1. Well, you failed spectacular on that question. Hoodie.
Oh
you know,
my God!
you know him. You met him before. You know. Yeah, Hoodie. Well, that question.
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, I don't think you did very well. Second question is, what is the combined season ACS of Durka and Yumpy? Add them together, what do you get?
How much?
The average?
Yeah. So
How much can we whip?
I would say that if you can get closer than Durka and Yumpy, you get the point.
Combined?
Yes, combined.
Okay.
So how many ACS do you think Durka got?
270 something?
Plus Yumpy's? It's a simple math question.
240, 2...
I'm gonna say 491.
491. Oh my god. It's 492.8.
Oh my god, great!
I actually think you might have won on that one, but we'll see, we'll see. And last question, how many agents have Durka and Yumpy both played?
I know that. Durka has played 2, Yumpy has played 6.
No, in their career.
In their career?
Both played. So for example, if one of them hasn't played it, it doesn't count. They both have to have played it.
Oh, so they
so
share.
yes,
It's a
yes,
shared
one.
agent
Yes.
pool.
Jet for
Shared
sure.
agent pool. How many agents?
I can remember Yumpy playing Raze a single time.
You can't remember that?
I can.
You can't remember that, Lothar? Are you
I think
serious?
I cut it out of my mind.
All right, carry on, carry on. All right, how many do you think? Put your brains together.
I would say 3.
Kaquka?
I'm saying 2.
You guys are both horrendously wrong because I'll let Yumpy and Durka tell you. Let's roll the tape and see how they did. I'm joined by Durka from Fnatic and Yumpy from Team Liquid. Now, for those of you that don't know at home, you guys actually went to the same school. So very quickly, talk me through, how did you realize that you went to the same school? Did you always know each other?
I think he has better story than me.
Yeah, so end of 2018 we played a LAN match against each other, and on the handshake I basically just realized that I have seen Durka somewhere, or like it's like familiar face from somewhere. And yeah, actually we also went to the same elementary school, so we were like in 2 same schools, so we still like
I
live.
think 3.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
schools.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, this
Yeah,
is where we're going to try and prove and see how good your education has been, because you guys went to the same
So the
school.
whole school reputation is on the line right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have 3 questions for you. The first question is, you're going to get 30 seconds to do this together, okay? You're a team. I want you to name as many Finnish professional Valorant players as you can that have a Wikipedia page. So that's how I'm judging it. They have to be pro on Wikipedia. You can work together. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Okay. Yumpy, Durka,
Kaspe,
Synsi,
Vulpit, Nixun,
yeah, Nixon,
Polvi,
Polvi, Shed,
Hoodie, Bone Cold,
yeah, Boncold. Did you say Hyber?
Figun, Hyper, yeah.
Egon, then I don't know. There's not
15 more seconds.
Kundi, does he count?
Kundi.
Does not count. Kundi does not count. Not a pro player. He's a coach.
He used to be a player. I used to coach.
Pietola.
Yeah.
All right, you got 3 more seconds. Any more?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, I mean, for the record, I think you've done better than most people, for sure. Second question is, both of your ACS this season, if you add them together, what is that number? Your average.
You
ACS.
have higher.
So, do you know roughly what you have?
I have 280.
I have like 220, around 215, 210. I would say 210 maybe,
Okay.
220, 210.
All right, add them together.
How much did you have? 280?
280.
So like, I would say 490.
492.8. You guys are very,
Good.
very good on that question. It's 280.9 and 211.9. So very,
I
very
was
close.
close, yeah.
And last question, both of you, if you combine agents that you've both played, how many agents are there? Bonus point if you
I
think.
can count yours. I know, but
Well, no, as in you've both played them. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
so-
play something he hasn't, doesn't count.
Like ever.
Yes. in
so
your-
what we have both played.
Yes.
Oh,
So, for
played a
example,
lot.
he's played, I think you played Phoenix, Durka hasn't, so that doesn't count.
I haven't played Phoenix either, so.
Oh, well, there's an example.
Okay, go do
It's
it.
just on VLR, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When does it start?
Yeah, no,
Ah.
you don't have a time. You can
Okay.
just work it out. Just work it
I
out.
have played Brim in one map.
Same. I have played Omen. I think I have played all smokes except Viper and Harvey.
Same.
I played Sky. I played
So wait, let's count.
Jet, Raze,
Yeah. Sky.
Sky. I haven't played KO.
Same.
I don't know. Wait.
So wait,
Omen.
was it the question that what we both have
Yes,
played?
both played. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wait. What? Like.
So if
we
you both play
played.
Jet, that counts as one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1.
Jet we have played. Race we have
Sky.
played. Sky we have played.
Raze.
Sova.
Sova I have played.
Yeah, 5.
4.
And Brim you said.
Brim, yeah, 5.
Have you played Killjoy?
No. Then. Did you play Omen?
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to work this out.
Played Omen, then.
Have you played Neon?
No.
All right, 5 more seconds.
Chamber.
Chamber, yeah, of course.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, give me a number
7.
then. How many?
7.
7.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Education is fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me, guys. Your school reputation stays in.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, the Finnish education is better than Spain and Poland put together. Who would have thought?
I mean, that's no news.
Well, Durka and Yompi, they didn't just go to the same school together. In their Valorant career, they have played against each other a bunch of times. And Lothar, I mean, just first of all, the champions was in Istanbul. It was a bit of a correction I can give there. But Lothar, this is a very seasoned matchup. They know each other well.
You can say that they know each other well, but it's like, yes, you know Fnatic very well because they have a solid game plan. They play consistently every time, and then you have Liquid, who are just throwing the plans out of the window every time. Yampi plays on something else every single time. So they got to know each other to some degree.
I think it's also crazy the fact that if you take a look at this, you think that, oh my god, they fight each other all the time. Only the top two were between this year and last year. Last year they only fought against each other once, and this year they're on the same track. Well, at least we're going to get two, just counting today. The rest was 2021, so they know they're all
VCT.
friends.
And they also played once against each other doing a Red Bull.
Yeah, I mean, they went to the same school, I feel like, but at this point, they're going to not be able to get rid of each other. But for Team Liquid as well, they are currently running the gauntlet in playoffs by trying to beat every team that's defeated them at regular season. Vitality, Na'Vi, and Fnatic, they've taken down Vitality and Na'Vi already. Kaquka, do you think Redgar can complete this gauntlet today?
I love it. I think that also Redgar has been the pivotal point. He's taking this matches really, really seriously. And I think that Fnatic is going to be next. I think that it will destroy the expectations and actually bring us the Team Liquid that so many people expected when they were announced last year.
Yeah, and as you guys can see in this clip, Redgar's getting his redemption, Lothar, from last year when Defo 0.0 to Defuse kind of sent them completely out of playoff contention.
Yeah, that was crazy situation over here. In general, I feel like there's a lot of clutches. We had yesterday just a 0.6, 160 milliseconds clutch as well. Those situations are just unreal. The emotions are always through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if Redgar can take down Fnatic today, I think he's getting every single redemption story he deserves. And for Fnatic, they have dropped a map here at playoffs. And if we take a look, this is what Boaster had to say after they lost that first map, Kaquka, against FUT.
Shut up.
I'm not certain I understand this tweet. It's
funny because Fnatic posted on finally dropping a map, but they did drop a map against BBL as well, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Also
after like
against
2 months. Yeah. Very strong words there from Boaster. Hopefully they don't do that again for today. But if we're going to talk about maps, we have to take a look at Team Liquid's map pool as well. It's not as strong as Fnatic. So what do you think about this, Lothar?
This is going to be, for me at least, the most interesting aspect of this matchup, because between Liquid and Fnatic, we have seen this matchup already when Icebox was in the map pool, and Liquid banned Icebox because it was the strongest map for Fnatic, right? Right now, there's going to be that option open for Liquid, and I wouldn't mind that Liquid would ban Lotus, because it's, in my eyes now, the strongest map for Fnatic. They already had a really good showing against Team Liquid, but then it opens other options, because the last time they also played it, they also second banned Ascent, and I feel like that's a map that actually doesn't benefit Fnatic right now in this current meta.
I think it has to do with what you want to prepare looking towards Tokyo, and how do you want your map pool to look. If you think the Haven is something that you have visited, because we need to remember this is the Liquid that has Redgar. Redgar does not know how to play that map. You've never known. I mean, you can play the Reina, but that's it. I think you need to revisit that idea. You are lucky that Icebox is now out, so against an opponent like Fnatic, you don't need to ban it. The most logical thing would be to take it back to the Gambit days and just have Haven as that permaban from now on, but maybe they surprise us. Maybe Lotus is something that they don't want to visit anymore. We saw them also swapping the compositions, so it kind of depends on them on what they want to put those hours and work in.
I mean, let's just see what they're up against, because if we take a look at Fnatic's map
it
pool,
looks good, I'm
it
sure.
looks very, very, very good. And they've just lost 2 maps, and Lothar both times were against Turkish teams.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you think about it. We also learned a lot from that Bind game that they lost against FUT, because it gives a lot of, let's say, pointers to the opponents that will play on Bind against Fnatic, so that might be a gap in the armor when it comes to the map pool. But in general, it's pretty tough to play against Fnatic. They never played also on Fracture. So how do you prepare a map pool right now as a Team Liquid when you would like to ban Haven, you would like to ban Lotus, you probably would like to ban Fracture as well? Like, you have too many options.
Yeah, I think if I'm Fnatic, I don't think that we expect them to ban anything other than Pearl, but I would like to see them actually picking up on that bind, and I think the Team Liquid is a good opponent to do it against, because they were saying that yesterday they were not kind of ready for what they were doing. Well, how about an Omen on bind? I would love to see that.
I would not like to see.
No,
I
thank
would
you.
rather
Not the Omen, but actually
than
them
see
playing
that.
against it.
But of course, this is an EMEA classic. It is Fnatic versus Team Liquid. You guys know how it goes. It's time to bring the players onto stage.
Team Liquid.
Well, the last time Fnatic faced Team Liquid, it was not a great game for Liquid. Icebox is no longer in the map pool, so they do have a chance today maybe to get their revenge. Do you guys really feel like that they have to ban Lotus, like Lothar said? If they didn't ban Lotus, how much does that decrease their chances?
I think that they learned a lot from that Lotus game. As I said, they changed the compositions. We saw a different phase of them the next time that they played that map against Giants. They changed a lot of their protocols, and actually facing up against Fnatic in a map like Lotus, if you want to perfection it, if you want to try that comp, if you want to see how far you can take it, this is the opponent that you want to play up against.
Well, hopefully they made a plan for Lotus if they don't ban it this match. But in general, I feel like there's just too many options for Liquid to be confident.
Where's the
in
apple?
this.
I have no idea, but let's have a look and see what they are going to ban. Fnatic taking away the Pearl, of course they do. What a surprise, never would have expected that. And Liquid, they take away the Haven.
Look at Rekar, he's smiling.
So surely Fnatic are gonna, well, they go for
they're picking
the
for the Lotus, and that is no surprise.
They
It's
have
the
to,
best
right?
map.
Yeah, and Liquid going bind here wouldn't be too bad, I feel like.
Okay.
There we go. They do go for the bind.
They learned a lot from
Are we going to see
Foot's
the
map,
Omen?
so
Is the
definitely he's
question
going to be
there.
doing
I think they're doing Fnatic a favor here by picking the bind. I think that the more reps that Fnatic can get on that map, the better for them.
Split is being banned by Fnatic. Okay, that's a little bit surprising to me, because I feel like actually the game plan that Fnatic has on Split is pretty decent.
I think
Liquid.
I think it's not it's forcing Liquid not to play maps they're more comfortable on. Of course, Fnatic, they can play Split, Ascent, or Fracture, whereas I feel like for Liquid, those options are a little bit more limited, and they've opted to go Ascent here last.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. Let's see if we even get to that decider. I would definitely like to see it. I want to see a Fnatic maybe having a weak point.
Whoa. Fnatic chose to start on defense on bind. They picked defense on bind. Are they okay?
Well, they didn't have a good showing yesterday. Maybe that's
They
because...
won 1 round on defense on bind.
That's what I mean. They won the rest.
Yeah,
the same that they did, picking starting an attack on Ascent. It's the thing that they did last time.
Well,
so.
attack on Ascent, I understand, but starting on defense on bind Lothar after the performance they had, I think they're trolling.
But no, I don't think that's trolling, because they also pay attention to how Liquid plays on this map, because as we said, the red guys on Omen, they don't have a Brimstone there, so the attack is way less pacing. It's just slower, way slower than the other teams that they face on bind so far.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, if you win 1 round on defense against Far, I feel like maybe you wouldn't want to go there, but we'll see. But Lotus will be the first map, so let's talk about that a little bit more as we head into Agent Select. You guys want to see Liquid come with another game plan. Surely for Fnatic though, they don't have to change much.
No, I think that they have been testing a lot, not with the compositions, but actually inside of this map. We have have seen different executes coming from on their side. As we said, they played on this map last time that they played against each other, but Liquid had the changing compositions that maybe will be enough as it interpreting the map on a different way.
Well, let's see if they're going to keep with that, the change that they had, you know, bringing in something a little bit more different than the Neon that they were running before. And
oh my god,
that's different again.
Yes, of course. It's Jumpy not going on the breach. He decides to go on the Killjoy. Now the question is going to be, Nuts is going to go on that Viper.
They have no breach.
So no breach.
That is so interesting because last time that Fnatic played against the Liquid on Lotus, they actually let go of area on the A main on attack, so they didn't attack it almost at all. That would make actually kind of sense to not play the breach anymore if Fnatic is gonna stick to that plan, because they don't need so many stunts now to control that area early game. But one thing that I would like to, one thing that I would like the viewers to pay attention to is how Fnatic plays attack on this map by going onto B from the Hobbit doors in the second cycle of the round. So first they typically attack into C, don't take areas on A, and then they reposition based on what's happening during the round in the mid game.
I almost feel like it's quite comical that Liquid ran the Killjoy. I know it was unsafe when they played against Koi during that troll comp, that Giga troll comp, but perhaps playing that troll Lotus game actually gave them something that they want to do, that they're actually switching the Killjoy in now.
I think that we see Jumpy at the beginning of the season playing one Killjoy, and it's actually one of the points of critique that we had towards Team Liquid, the fact that Nats is always stuck on that Cypher, but I'm really looking forward to this because Killjoy Operator is my favorite.
Well, it's the rematch on the same map. Last time we saw them play against each other. Let's see if it's going to be the same outcome as well. Over to your casters for this first game. It is Mitch and Tom.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. Oh, I'm excited to kick this one off. Somewhat of a grudge match, looking at the regular season, looking at Champs 22. But yeah, no Reyna. It's always a disappointment to us, to Lothar.
No Nats
He's
fade
crying
either.
backstage.
You know, I'm really disappointed in this going on. But honestly, I wouldn't have minded if they ran something a little bit more troll, just because I do feel like this game is going to be a rough one. This Lotus especially, like Fnatic have looked like the best Lotus team we have within the region. And Liquid have looked maybe one of the worst. They've had a really rough time. I think the only time they've won it is actually with that kind of weird comp. Yeah. So I'm not feeling overly confident. Obviously, I think going into the latter maps in this series, they have much more of an opportunity, but let's see what they've been cooking up for this one. Maybe they've got something ready to try and beat Fnatic on this map.
Yeah, I think it's telling. Last time we saw Liquid play this map against Fnatic, it was Liquid's pick, and this time it's Fnatic's with Liquid changing their comp up to look, like you said before we got into this, a lot like what Fnatic were running when they destroyed them. So if you can't beat them, join them. And we're going to be joining these teams down on the server as the barriers go up on Lotus. The first map in this BO3, Team Liquid on the defensive side, and they are stacked up. Look at the C side, 2 players there. One with a Paranoia ready and roaring to go, but Fnatic haven't gone there early. I saw the spike outside of it and thought they could fall in the trap.
It's actually interesting, because a lot of teams on this map in particular will pick to start on that attacking side. So I wonder if there is some sort of plan here for Liquid, because even, as you said, this is no longer their map choice. They have picked to start on that defensive side of this map and allowing Fnatic what is by far their better side.
Well, they started with their defaults, holding the map control. Now they look to take some of their own. It's the A site that their eyes are focused on. Wall up. We've got some info coming courtesy of Solkis, the Prowler, excuse me, finding out one as they seek control of this A site. Prowler in towards the tree, fully cleared, nade back site. That's a ton of control, and I think Liquid wise to be playing offside on this one. They had to run for the retake. They'll have plenty of bodies coming. As well, you've lost all your control for Fnatic of your backlines with your Killjoy, the turret's being removed. So there is a gap here for Jumpy. Just depends if Boaster's still going to be watching it when he gets around that corner.
It did take Fnatic quite a lot of time to sort of pick their spot of where they're going to be planting. So a lot of these players from Liquid have been given the opportunity to rotate. Chronicle up close, ready and waiting, Paranoid up, and actually, he's going to be cleared. Good start from Rengar, but the trades are immediate. An instant double drop from the side of Liquid, and now getting onto this plant is going to be so difficult. An easy cleanup from Durka in the end, and after what was the first kill going the way of Liquid from then on, it was just, well, destruction.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 4 players alive for Fnatic, but you have to say that could have went either way. The HP's super low in a lot of these guys, and you even had Nats left out for a late lurk in the connector. He was spotted and taken down. I think that just comes down to Fnatic having enough bodies to cover all the angles at that point. A good try but it's Fnatic that come ahead in the end. Last time we saw these teams play, it was 13-6 on both maps. Bind up next, and sure, Liquid picked that. They've got something prepared, but Fnatic have always been a solid Bind team.
Yeah, I guess it's also a map that it's been very good for Liquid, and it's one that we've also seen Fnatic lose. So I think it was definitely one of the best choices they could have had. For now, though, it's just going to be that early start once again. Some minor investments coming through on the defensive side. In fact, actually, you know, a few Sheriffs, some well, Ghosts alongside them. So they put a bit of cash into this. They're going to hope to at least do an extra little bit of damage, maybe deny some orb control as well, because that's something that's going to be so deadly for them going forward, especially considering that Durka is the one that's sort of high up on the orb count at the moment. You don't want them getting a showstopper.
This bite definitely has some teeth to it. And there's the first bite for Solkas. Already dropping one. Alphayer down. They're still moving towards this A site, though. They're going to take the control back and look to fight them. I don't know if they're aware of quite how many players are waiting here for this play. Nat snuck up close, but he's caught off guard by Chronicle's spot. Now following up should be difficult. 2 solid kills. Damage done, 31 and 50 HP. I would say Liquid now have the advantage. The only thing that goes well for Fnatic is they still have the spike.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, time ticking though as well. And this could be a major problem. Look at the rotation that's already come through from Yumpy. He's waiting well within that C site, expecting a full rotation to come through, especially with the weaponry on offer. You don't really expect Fnatic to walk into the B side, but I guess that's the bluff that's being called as they will head in.
Damage done is already fantastic for this defensive side, but a serious chance to close this out. I mean, even just look at Safe. All he needs to do is hit that body shot on either of these players, and they are down. Now the positioning, very important. We're seeing Fnatic. Obviously there is a turret, but there's nobody to man that turret to keep it active, so they're flanked wide open. And Durka's already down. Boaster left in a tough position. There's players in front of him, but he doesn't know about the late flank coming through. 50 HP, has to check that it's not being diffused once it's tapped, and that's when Safe will strike. Beautiful coordination from Team Liquid. They will walk away with the second round. Just a few pistols, and that's enough.
Yeah, I think, again, someone that we've been highlighting all the way through the season, the headshot accuracy of this guy. Solkas is ridiculous. It's just instant double headshot. The second one, okay, the body shot came through. He missed the headshot. It was 3 out of 4. It's not bad. But I don't know how he's so consistent with just that headshot accuracy. I don't know if he just, well, plays that DM more than anybody else on the planet, but it is just an absurd round for Fnatic to lose, sorry, right off the bat. And now going into what is technically a Logitech G power-up round, but you look at what's on that Fnatic side, the only thing to really write home about is the 2 guns, and, well, one of them is also holding a showstopper.
Fnatic certainly feeling powered down in this round, but there's opportunities, especially on the attack side. These are the buys that can work. As you said, Tom, the showstopper in play could be a bit of a factor for them. A lot of preference towards this A side. Always moving towards Solkas. Nade gonna go through as well here. Alphayer's in a lot of trouble. Those paint shells are coming and they're gonna take him down. Boaster, the last man standing here. Very little to be done in this round. 1 shot onto Redgar, but 3 more victims to find. Safe is the first blast pack through. He swings, and there was a trade coming in from Yumpy. Either way, Team Liquid with another solid round, gaining control of this map early on.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, even from just the last time we saw these 2 teams play, Liquid have been slowly getting better and better, leveling up. And it does seem as well the true scary prospect of this team is when the pressure, for the most part, is off. That's where they are truly one of those terrifying teams. I will say an interesting tidbit is with how we normally have a Masters format. Winning this event could make a difference. We genuinely don't know. We've seen it before where the top seed skips groups, and with a potential champion spot for 3 of the 4 teams that managed to finish higher, it could be huge for whichever team managed to do it. But for now, at least, Liquid starting off strong. Of course, this is where the rifles come back in for Fnatic, where we see these sort of slower default plays, very good at controlling the pace on their attacker side and denying a lot of aggression. For now, though, other than a slight push forward from Safe, it's relatively passive.
Yeah, I mean, they're not keen to take it down into their spawn. And I mean, with the Viper wall in play over towards this A site from the defenders, they have a good chance to keep these players sectioned out. So I guess it makes sense that they don't want to get too aggressive there in the first couple of rounds. I do expect to see Redgar crossing over with some shrouded steps, though, later on in this game. and causing an annoyance for them. Maybe it's even conditioning early round, early half, that you want them to think and burn up a lot of utility because they think there's a player there. And eventually, you do put someone there when they stop thinking about it. Already, you can see that they've cleared the wall close, and they're starting to gain the space. Preference is most definitely towards this site. The wall up allowed an isolated duel, but it hasn't been won. Now the A site is under serious threat. The showstopper fired up top, and it'll get Solkis.
Yeah, huge first pick as well. It makes that retake a little bit less deadly. Post-plant seeming inevitable, but they're trying to hold on to a lot of space on this Liquid side, and this flank coming through once again. Yumpy finding a big kill initially, starting to pincer in on the remainder, but Boaster shuts him out. That second layer to the lurk. And now this retake looking pretty rough. Redguard trying a few TikTok plays here and there, and it has garnered a little bit of extra space through. A second even coming up here.
This is winnable now. They've actually got the cover. Look, you can try to spam him off it, but if you walk through that smoke, Redguard's gonna be there. Never mind. Being taken out of this one. They know that's not being diffused. Final players spraying away. Good kill for Safe. Nade as well. This is so winnable. He taps it. Boaster's got to swing and check if he's still diffusing, but he'll win the duel. Even with a showstopper in his back pocket, but didn't want to burn it up just there, and probably didn't have the time to get back to the spike if he did.
That was the main thing. He needed to win that firefight almost immediately. Again, though, from some very good early battles for Fnatic, and a freebie off the back of the showstopper, and then it ending up in a 2 versus 4. It still comes down to the 1 versus 1. It's been a brawly first couple of rounds, even with their sort of site executes the norm, and I definitely like the look of this sort of composition a little better. Like it was mentioned by Lothar on the desk, the addition of that Killjoy, maybe allowing them to just be that little bit more passive rather than the breach, which is almost just set up to push forward. And I think that's something Fnatic have mastered. If you try and aggress on them on this map, well, yeah, a lot of the time they're going to have an Odin waiting for you.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, the defense have one this time.
Good
Slightly different point.
Look at him.
It's great for plant denial. That's the one thing I'll give it credit for. The plant denial on that C site with everything being made of paper definitely helps quite a bit.
It definitely is good for that, Tom, but there's 3 players on C. That's definitely not the usual way you'll play it. And Killjoy utility, you know? Typically, I'm expecting to see that Odin be far, far back. But instead, it is very much on the site, playing with the team, grabbing the information. They expected to see push out of this round. And with the amount of A hits that have come through, I don't think that they're wrong for making that assumption. But late on, it's going to be just Nats here. Jump spotting, and he's seen one. Time to fall back. And this is where, again, I expect him to play in the spawn and look for the spams when they make it through, but he's on the rotate to B. This is going to have to be a retake.
I think he's just going round.
No.
Taking his time. Trying to destroy some of the utility. They failed to do so, at least initially, but they will manage to bypass it. Now he can still, that's the thing, he can still play that denial from a little bit further forward, and instead Yumpy's using his utility to just push up behind them. Hasn't been spotted at all. Waits to make sure that he can get a couple, and even the aggression forward has failed. Yumpy has just taken over this round completely, and while Chronicle is far too far away.
10 seconds left.
That is just amazing. A Redguard should clean this one up. What an unusual position for him to be in. That is gorgeous, because you see on the way into that site, Fnatic they're trying to add up all the numbers. They're trying to see what is the idea here from Liquid? How are they defending it? And they know that there's some piece of utility or an Odin or something like that that's being held. They go up, and their sole focus is on tapping the spike and reacting to whatever happens. Unfortunately, you can't react to a guy behind you putting 2 in your head.
Yeah.
That's going to leave you dead.
I like the fact that he's utilizing Nats' poison orb as well. Like, just using that to find a low angle. He can avoid any utility that's used. There's not going to be any information there. Prowler not going to catch him. And because of that, he finds that extra little bit of space.
All right, Nats. He's using the fake smoke, their fake smoke, sitting inside it, and then just holding the angle in the open afterwards. That's not a bad idea. This is where things can get nasty, though. The spray through the wall, a little bit late. They've already started to shift away.
I've seen you do that one from Mound. Why is he not doing that?
Yeah, so when you're on Mound, you might be a little open. You see,
low open?
My teammate wasn't covering for me like Redguard. If I had Redguard, I'd be on Mound spraying. But, you know, that wasn't the case when I had a Sheriff.
No.
And you shot me in the side of the head.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. No, I don't like playing play tests with you.
Well, Boaster.
Or Boaster, yeah, that's goddamn right. Alpha down right away in this round. Fnatic losing 1, but that's okay. They can still steam forward to the A site. Boaster might even get a fight here in mid, but Yumpy too quick with it.
He's looking good today. Looking comfortable on the Killjoy. Not playing the operator like he used to, which makes me at least that little bit happier. And for now, defender lockdown is going to almost force them forward in towards this A site. Spike dropped. Both players have just run off without it. Still on the ground behind them. I guess just trying to do as much damage as humanly possible. Redgar is just waiting on the corner. It's almost like he could sense the Chronicle was there, but not the same for Durka, and the smoke is going to shroud just enough time for them to get this plant.
That's just perfect. Okay, the spray does a little bit of damage, forces the reposition as well, buying time for Nats to get ever closer.
Spike planted.
A lot of these walls here are paper thin as well, and you can see that already. Nats is trying to take advantage of that, spraying through 82 left on Durka, and he's gone. A wall bang headshot from Nats to close out that round, and we go 4-2.
It's been a great start to the game for Yumpy especially. 7-2 on the scoreboard. Nats maybe that a little bit further behind. Mitch will be happy. The one kill he got was with an Odin, so
hell yeah.
That's going to be great for him, but you can just see the sheer confidence that we're playing with. Still, in terms of the round in general for Fnatic, not a bad one. Didn't have much into this round, managed to bring it down to just a couple of players, still make it costly and get a plant, so not going to be too unhappy with that one, but again, mention the fact that a lot of the time Fnatic have looked impeccable on their attack side. So far, they've won the pistol, and other than that, a single round.
Well, if they're going to win a round past that, I think this is probably where they want to do it.
Why so? Why this one in particular?
They got a few ultimates
Just
online there, Tom. Yeah, I think about 5.
Oh,
so
okay.
Things are looking good, but at the same time, on the other side, you've got a Nightmare that could be coming to take you in the form of the Nightfall. And a showstopper for Say. Certainly no.
They got 4 ults now.
No Cosmic Divide. Not anymore. Nice shot, Durka. A brave challenge onto Redgar. It's worked out here. Traded it back.
And one thing at least has stuck over from the old Liquid roster, and that's an Omen operator. Did find them the open. The thing that's worrying here is the fact that Soulcast is alone. Now, he can delay with that Nightfall. He could even just counter if he wanted to, or just fall back out of the site. They have been very comfortable just looking for the retakes. The problem is, you're talking about a Viper's Pit and a lockdown available for Fnatic. They have unbelievable amounts of delay potential, and sure, a Nightfall of their own could be fairly impactful here. They may not even need it. Durka up close, has a showstopper as well. He could end this round on his own.
Oh, this is just for control. You're not even seeing that Viper's Pit touch the spike. Literally just locking out their opponents. And look, Durka, he should have a chance here. Halfway already done on that. He's got to fire eventually. That's too shallow. Not even damage, but it's bought the time, and that's what it's all about. Crowd control, and they've been kept back. Now the 3 players looking to steam back through, but the time already waning. They need some kills right here and now, and the kills are going Fnatic's way. You might think about saving, but that's not an option anymore. Safe's down below, he's on the site, and the Viper's Pit is dropped to give them vision. Well handled by Fnatic. 1 player lost, and the rest taking the 3rd.
Yeah, I think Durka's ult usage actually couldn't have been any better. Like, you talk about the fact that in many cases not going to get killed could be a problem, but in this case, he actually just ruins their own Nightfall. Like, they throw in the Nightfall, they go, okay, now we know where everyone is. They're all deafened, they're all low HP. Oh, he's holding it with a bazooka. Like, you can't push that anymore. You can't make that move because Durka's holding an angle where the second he sees you, he's shooting it straight into the wall. So it really does just completely deny all of their retake ults. And then he comes out with 3 kills as well. That bit was just Durka.
That's the difference,
not the
man.
normal thing.
Some raises will need that showstopper to get the kill. You know, grab the easy one, pump up the stat. He's comfortable. Even if he doesn't end up landing it on someone, he just needs to run down that clock. And, well, he's sitting 12 kills and 5 deaths right now. I think it's fair to say he's pretty confident when it comes to taking those duels at the moment. Seeing him heat up throughout this map so far. 7 rounds down, and we're getting a pause out. Timeout from Fnatic, and right after they win a round as well. I wonder what they've seen there. But obviously this is another round where they don't have that same punch to it. Leo, Chronicle, Durka burning up their ultis.
Fighting sign. Spain made it all the way from India. That's awesome. I love how many signs we actually have in the audience at the moment. I feel like it's going to take me a while to read through every single one of them. Guys, wait, Pampok will be in the building at any time now. I'll have loads of time.
Yeah, we'll
to
have
read
some
that
tech
one.
pauses. Don't worry. I think they just pulled up, so we're overdue a tech pause, if anything. 8th round about to kick off here. Fnatic just called that timeout to discuss how they want to handle it, and their ideas seem to be centered around B. A lot of players here, no control over C, and a turret left to watch A long push. Yeah, player there as well, Alpha. Almost wants to catch the pushing, like they'll see the turret They'll think they've got the space, and then he'll punish. This is where Team Liquid push up, take A main control. Solkis now on the wall, and he's got one, but where's the fadeaway? How does he cross back? He'll be spotted on the way, and he'll take a second. He's done more than enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. You talk about the fadeaway, but the 2 kills, 1 death. He's allowed for rotations to come in from his teammates. He's done an impeccable job of just holding down this side of the map. They've also got the broken door locked down as well. There's not really many places for Fnatic to go without having to eliminate someone along their path. The A site is somewhat open for business, but you can see that Redgar's already set up with the operator. A misstep here could be another man advantage.
Well, that plan's coming through either way, and Team Liquid sit ready, as you said, to convert over those advantages with Fnatic. Not really having a safe place to play from, maybe Tree, but they need something else. A corner of their own, and they'll get it. Nats is down. Oh no, Yuffie! He's gone running in with a shorty. You can't expect that kind of play. A kill from Redgar leaves just 1 man, and he's so far away. He can never stop this defuse, and with a bullet in his head, that's assured. Team Liquid back on the scoreboard.
I feel like Yuffie's just having a great time today, but the Omen operator is actually just exactly what they needed. I think, again, it just seems to be swing moments in the round. Like, Fnatic did an impeccable job of turning it into a 3v2 scenario after the heroics of Soulcast, and then just Durka like, okay, I'm going to deny them the space with an nade, just gets obliterated, and then you have these 2 operator kills. And even then, that, I feel like, just comes off a bit of timing. They peek him together. That's an easy win for Fnatic. Instead, though, Redgar isolates them, and, well, 5 rounds already. As said, like, I expected a big attacking half from Fnatic. Right now, well, the most they can get is 7.
There's a good start to this one. Safe down already. Claire close, though. This is going to come down to timing. What corner's going to be checked? The shot's missed! Down to the shorty, and Redgar wins it!
No way.
That is a strange fight, to say the least. You might be wondering why Boaster's spraying the floor, worried about Killjoy utility, but it's on B this round. They've got their control, but this is where Nats would have the opportunity to make that spray play. Unfortunately, he's back down to a Phantom.
Oh, that's been heard by Alpha. Bear in mind, Redgar is down to a slither of HP. He can get rid of it, well, an easy kill in the end. And that removes 1 prong to this 3-man retake. The rest all coming from the same angle. It's going to be much more problematic.
We had a good smoke down a moment ago to keep them back, allow the plant. And now it's all about denying that defuse. They've got the angle, 2 players on mound as well. Durka up close. He's just an annoyance for this squad. Nano off. And so too are the players of Team Liquid off the site and out of here, running to the spawn to save these weapons. That's Fnatic bouncing right back and looking very good doing it as well. 4 players alive at the end of this round.
Yeah, it does feel if they're allowed to get into their post plants, it almost seems like they're unstoppable. Like, there's been moments in some of the retakes where it's like, okay, maybe a 2v2, but if it's earlier in the round and they have all the utility they need, they can watch onto that flank, it becomes so much more difficult for Liquid to get back in. Now up to 4 rounds and, well, some decent timing. And he actually, like, physically shook. Didn't realize that anybody could be that close. I also think that Redgar might have been watching, well, either some Twisten or maybe even some something from over in Pacific. That man uses the shorty way too often. Like, it's actually disgusting.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is just, even in the EMEA now, it's starting to infect the scene.
Where are you?
I would blame Twisten for that. I think you play against him once or twice. I know, just once. You play against him once and you're like, wow, this weapon is way better than I thought it was. A lot of players here outside C. Orb already picked up, Noise heard, Nats is on the rotate, even getting safe, starting to move over into position. And that means there's a ton of stopping utility on this Liquid side ready to greet the Fnatic players. But they haven't just boxed themselves in. They haven't left themselves with only one option. Turret's watching mid, will be destroyed. And the A site was being watched for the A push. So they still have the chance to take it back somewhere else. And they are going to be.
Yeah, that's the thing. All the information is going to be there, though. But you've got the A push already, C push as well. You can just see the rotation coming through from the side of Liquid, stacking up this B site almost completely. But now, again, something Fnatic are masters of in the late round, they're going to start moving their way back, having those prowlers to just clear some of these more aggressive positions, some of the spots that Liquid could have taken while that spot was vacant. However, they will still have some defensive capabilities, and they'll be decimated by a showstopper.
Yeah, that fake smoke on B really baited them in. Boaster using his utility well just to buy those extra couple of seconds. Nice position from Durka. It's not expected. Solkis, he spotted him though, and will win the fight on a sliver of health. Traded out afterwards, but that is more than I thought he was getting. Fnatic still have the man advantage though. And with the spike planted, time ticking away, it's not in a great spot for them to defend from Mound, but at the end of the day, they've got the bodies to throw at this one. Team Liquid need to go huge on an individual level. Only 2 rifles making their way through as well. Safe's already burned up his nade. Now lose Redgar right away. Man that was doing all the damage last time on Lotus. Nats tries to fill his boost. There's 2, but a snake bite behind him will catch him off guard. Just 2 health left, and that was more than enough. With Safe falling, we're neck and neck.
Yeah. Good round from Fnatic, but again, I feel like we're still seeing some incredibly close rounds, even when there's weaker weaponry. I do think this is where Fnatic really earn their money, though, when it comes to this attacking side. It's just how they're able to push and pull their opponents. It seems like when they get going on this attack, they're very good, as you mentioned, like using the fake smoke, claiming the orbs, moving around the map, and then one of the things that has really made Fade popular on this map in particular is those late clears, like making sure that no one has managed to get into the position. You could just see, if you watch the rotations in this round in particular, Liquid are going all over the map. They're trying to work out, they're trying to gamble. Of course they are, they've got weak weapons, it's the right thing to do. But then they walk into a side with 1 player, and that's what Fnatic are so good at, is just making you believe they're going somewhere else.
Yeah, it's the push and pull, and they understand it better than most teams on an international circuit.
I'd say better than anyone, honestly.
Probably. I just figure someone's going to have a team that can maybe match them, and we're going to have to wait months to see it actually happen. The reality is, though, this squad right now, they're showing us their strengths, but they need to continue that. As we said, you know, you were expecting a strong attacking half.
Do you remember how many rounds they got last time versus Liquid on the attack?
Not on the attack. I remember it was 13-6 both maps.
They got 11.
Attack. Oh, that's not a bad number.
It was that
of
game where it was almost the 12-0 half. That was the one. We genuinely thought they were going to 13-0 them last time.
To be fair, I think if they came in here and they even managed to eclipse that performance, that says more negatively about Team Liquid than it does positively about Fnatic. You cannot get 11.
But that was also where the 6, well, obviously 5 of those then come in on the other side. So it is much better start again. We see this aggressive push from Redgar. He has had a lot of success with this operator. Taking down Durka, he has easily been the best player so far in this half. And for now, at least, Fnatic are going to have to try and work with that. And they do have a Viper's Pit, as does Nats, but maybe not the weapon you want in a Viper's Pit. I don't even think you can argue that one.
I can actually. Rate of fire is pretty high. You just spray a line across it if they're already in there. Yeah, tracers are not great. That's maybe put a silencer on it first. Already trades in for Yumpy. B-side under threat. There's the Viper's Pit. Waiting for that to come through. The plant should be safe. Now here's the thing. Fighting through a pit with this, not actually that bad. He's going to use his own. A counter pit in play. Safe actually needs to stay alive here, section these players off. It's his position that they're most likely to be in. It's where the Viper's Pit doesn't intersect, but the spike is covered. They're able to get on it. Snake bites fired through, a little shallow actually, almost blocking them in. They don't want to run through and
Leo's
get vulnerable. Leo there, good to get the kill. You know, he's just being sat up close, tanking those shots through, and he'll survive even still. Again, a sliver of health. He just needs the one, and there it is from Nats. Oh, and he's got another! The Odin dropping the pit and getting the round for this squad.
Too often.
Nats can get it. The time is close. I think he has it just about.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. It's from the grave. Chronicle finding 2. We looked at him there with util in hand, and most of the time you'd go, what a fool. What an idiot, being caught out with a snake bite, but he fires it just before his death, and that is enough to win Fnatic the round. Brilliant stuff from Chronicle, playing with literal milliseconds. I'd also love to just get, if we could somehow find the POVs of just when Leo walked across where the Odin is firing on 1 HP and just somehow managed to dodge every single bullet. That is absurd from Chronicle that he manages to take that over the line.
Of course, it takes a second for the pit to fall as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just ridiculous. A round 1 from the grave, and 6 now on the board for Fnatic. Team Liquid and a scrap to find this final, but Solkis was pushed back by every piece of utility they have in their arsenal. Now a nade online as well. It's going to make it around the corner, and it is on that lockdown. Out of the round. canceling out every play they try to make here. A Nightfall in play, and look who's close. Taking advantage of it, but he doesn't even get the kill. It was Leo further back assisting. 2 guns trained on that angle. And I think both players Red to be on this flank at this point. Definitely now with Redgar finding that. Time to fade back and play the 4v2.
They brought Chronicle low, but, well, Safe would have to basically toggle on an aimbot if he's going to have any chance of taking home this round. A huge resurgence towards the end of this half. I remember saying at a point the best they can get is 7. Well, 7 is what they get. A few close clutch rounds once again, but we know Fnatic always good for pulling things out in the late game. And for Liquid, they're probably going to feel a little bit hard done by. Now, all in all, not a bad half. But when you come into that 5-2 scoreline, you then lose yourself a load of rounds in a row. It's then going to be, or I think it was 6-3, but even still, it's going to be one of those scenarios where you're just going to be a little bit frustrated that you could have taken that much further over the line.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think at this point, though, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, the way that this played out kind of makes sense. Last time Fnatic were better, Team Liquid have patched up some of their problems, but Fnatic heated up towards the end of the half, and they got back in their stride that they'd hit before. It sets a good precedent for this series. I think Team Liquid, obviously they've changed a lot since they were picking this map into Fnatic last time, but it's certainly an improvement. Question is their attack side going to suffer with these changes? They looked decent last time, but they have to look pretty good here. And the pistol as well could send them flying. It's always Redgar on this map as well. Last time around, you know, they lost 13-6. I think he had 18 kills. And no one else was even close to him. He's good for his ones. That Omen Op, certainly something to look out for.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be an exciting half. I do agree, like, the loss of the breach, I think will... Obviously, on the defensive side, if you had those sort of set executions, there was a lot you could sort of play with there, but I think the fallback to a more sort of passive hold definitely worked for them. It also gives them slightly more in terms of flank control. Like, that's going to be one of the major things is a lot of teams on this map do like to push up, do like to try and battle for that control. Yumpy's going to be able to sort of play those sort of later lurks if necessary, but also make sure that they can sort of telegraph a lot more of those pushes. So I don't mind the compositional change whatsoever, and now going into this second half, we get to see really what they have on the line. But again, I think we need to like sort of call out a few focal players. I think Safe is definitely going to be one of them. And one of the major problems I've seen on this map in the past is that Nats, he's always going to try and lurk. We know that. But when they played versus Vitality, he got obliterated. Every single time trying to lurk through the same position on A, he got destroyed. This is something that I'm sure they've gone back with Emil, gone back to the drawing board and looked at and gone, okay, we can't be losing our Viper that early in every single round. But it's definitely something I want to note on. Is Fnatic going to try and pressure him and try and clear him as well as Vitality did? Or is he going to be able to step up and dominate, as we definitely know he can?
It definitely feels like when you look at the Fnatic squad coming into this half, they're not going to be caught off guard by Nats' looks. You're not going to be that underprepared. But how you deal with them, yeah, it's a completely different question. I think Boaster's been very willing on this Astra to be the last man in, to be watching the back a lot of the time. He's also willing to be the first man in, but when it comes to playing against someone like Nats, I think he, alongside that utility from Alpha, are going to play a huge role in just keeping him boxed in. For now, Nats hasn't been thrown out as a satellite. Instead, he's with the squad, looking to move their way towards this A site. A deep orb thrown through. This will block off all vision for Durka. Prowler actually, I don't think, caught them there. The wall was blocking vision anyway, so they know that these players are coming either way, though. That information found, and Durka straight through the orb. It's not a wall. He can walk right through it and take the kills. 2 already, and he's faded back. Nade online, ready to go. And these players still need to pick that spike up and get it back on the ground and activate it. Swarm Grenade might buy them time. There's a gap. There's a little gap.
Yeah, we've seen statistically Fnatic have been fantastic in pistols, and I do think that having Durka has definitely helped out with that. See if there's going to be the ability to find any sort of response. Yumpy's stuck in the mud at the back of the site. And, well, they're running out of time now to sort of find anything. Get that plant through. Durka feeling confident and just clears them out. A 4K, a 3K in the previous pistol. It's safe to say that those rounds are almost given for free when you have Durka on your side.
Well, yeah, look, the guy can hit some shots, I'll say that. 20 kills on the board right now. I mean, we talked about him earlier as someone that was certainly heating up and feeling confident, looking confident. It's impossible not to be when you're playing like that. Halfway towards a showstopper as well. What a way to open up this half. And for Team Liquid, Definitely not the ideal scenario, but as we've said many times, you see that second round one up by the other team. In fact, in this map, we already saw it. So Team Liquid won't be down and out of it just yet. And as we said in the previous time, we saw a very similar buy. There are some teeth to this purchase. Not something Fnatic can disrespect.
Yeah, I do think if they manage to take the second round off Fnatic twice, I'll be very impressed. Like, I think maybe another match is okay. Again, it's just the ghosts. Is that something we've been underrating? Because we always talk about the shorty, but a chance for almost getting both kills. Yeah, he collats him. Unfortunately, the Marshall not quite as strong as the operator, and well, maybe gets a little bit greedy himself. He's now fallen.
Still, you'll take it. As long as they don't lose anybody else in this round, they can still be relatively happy.
I think they've already lost a Bulldog.
They have, but they could recover that. It should be brought to them later on. Never mind. Nice shot. Leo down, and so is Chronicle. Not again. It's all left on in the IGL. Boaster leading by example in this. And a stinger in hand. He might have an upgrade somewhere that he can grab. They've picked up a Bulldog on Nats. Yeah. There's bodies everywhere, though.
Left.
On his way back through.
Planted.
Going through the wall, tanking the decay. The one advantage here, they don't know where he is, but the second that information falls into Liquid's hands, they should have this locked down. They've got the numbers for it. Nats and Sulkas tagged up. It makes it a little easier on that swing in towards the tree, but then you've got to deal with safe later and the time ticking away as well. The win conditions stacking up for Boaster. He'll tap it at first to bait them out into the open. There they are! He'll get two, but like we said, Safe was there to close it out in the end. And a follow-up from the pistol loss sees Liquid take the win 2 times in this
That's the
map.
thing. We talk about the percentage of sort of winning these rounds, normally like 80% plus. Once you win the pistol, you win the second round.
Yep.
Now, the same sort of advantage then falls in. If you manage to win that second round, it's going to be such a huge boost to the economy. Like, they're going to not only have been able to retrieve a rifle or two along the way, well, a rifle, because Safe was the only one standing, but on the other side of things, completely in the mud economically. So the start to both halves for Liquid is about as good as you can get. The fact is, though, even when they win these conversion rounds, they're still only going to be even with Fnatic.
That's it. I mean, for Fnatic right now, as we said before, the control seemed to be in their favor. This is a map that they look good on. But I'm curious, Team Liquid's attack, if they can do that with pistols, doing it on the defense, you know, you can get lucky with stacks. They can be caught in the cascade of utility, and you can catch them off guard. Hell, we saw that. Even Yumpy doing it to Fnatic over on the C site in one of the early rounds. The reality is, making those rounds work when you're on the attack, sure, you can coagulate with your numbers, but up against this comp from Fnatic, they should just be shutting you out and sectioning you off. Chipping away as you make your way in. But they made it work. And long-range fights with Ghosts as well, like, just unreal scenes.
The funny thing is basically you have to headshot, body shot, or you just have to go 2 headshots back to back. But somehow that seems to be something Liquid are able to do without really breaking too much of a sweat. And again, they're sort of playing this slow game around the map. Fnatic, they've gambled on C. 4 players here, the other on B. A site completely open, and okay, they're going to be given the sound cue, the huge display on the map of the revolving door, giving things away, but getting into a spot where they can do anything about it, well, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, there's 12 seconds left, but that plant is coming in. I don't think there's any way to deny it. Never mind, they've denied it for at least a second, pulled him off the site. 4 seconds left. Did they kill him with that nade? If it had have landed, it could have, but Salfier's left alone. Finds a bit of damage, but that is all there is to write about it. Look, they stopped the plant, 7 seconds on the clock. He goes back, couple seconds left, and a nade came through. It was more winnable than it looked.
Yeah, I also was just waiting, like watching Alfia, just like he always has a round that never should happen. I don't think he's had it yet, so I'm sort of waiting, especially on this map. He's done some things that are truly disgusting. Now we do have coming in towards the first proper buy for either side, 2 ultimates coming online. One of them, Soulcat. You've also got the showstopper close for Safe and online for Durga. Really does show how much he's sort of fragging in this map, and he is pushing up. He is looking to battle and brawl, takes control pretty much on his lonesome. But on the other side, Nightfall showstopper could be a terrifying combination if they throw it in to one of the sides.
The benefit here is huge. So Leo already got an orb, managed to sneak up close. Now he's making a lot of noise. He's jumping around, jump spotting it, grabbing the information. The idea is that if they see him there, they shouldn't expect Durka to be up close. But now there's no contact. They've waited their 30 seconds, they've seen nothing, and no, Durka's gone! The showstopper doesn't get let loose. The C's is kept safe back. He can't claim the space he wants, but he might be on for a kill. No. A little too shallow. Leo stuck around. This is a very brave move, ambitious. He needs to get a lot done from this spot, and he'll get absolutely nothing. Team Liquid can take this wherever they want now. 5 versus 3.
There was a world where you see Leo getting a free kill or two there, and he maybe turns the round on his head. Utility going to be mostly destroyed by the nanoswarms, but it still buys that little bit of extra time. Alpha on side, only able to get the one. Safe sacrifices himself so the team can get the space in the trade. Although there's going to be a little bit of damage off the utility, you now have to call into question, okay, is this worth risking? Or do you want to just hold on to the weaponry?
No, this is a save. I find it hard to believe they go for anything else, and just look at that body language. We're already seeing these players make that call. Another round for Team Liquid, and you know, after losing that pistol, I did start to worry a little bit that Fnatic might run away with things, but the response was there immediately, and Liquid are fighting pound for pound up against Fnatic. They're not falling into these pitfalls. Their XX are looking good, and even the way they're pushing and pulling the map is looking fantastic. This is a much stronger squad than the last time they faced, and Boaster, well, he's got some protection.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to bear in mind with this map in general is it has been lost 4 times this season, one twice by Liquid, once against Giants, the other versus Koi when they were using Reyna. So the fact that they are looking so good on a map where you're talking about a 6-0 record for Fnatic right now. No one has even come particularly close. In fact, do you know what? I'll give you one guess, Mitch. Of the 6 teams that have played Fnatic on this map, who do you think got the closest, if you're going to name someone this season?
I would say, thinking about the squads, I don't know if they played it. Did
Foot,
Foot play
Na'Vi,
it?
KC,
Foot,
Koi,
yeah.
Foot, and
Foot
Team
would be my
Liquid.
call.
It was Carmine call.
Right.
10 rounds. The only team to get to double digits.
So what do we,
Liquid
what
might
do
be
we
the
conclude
second.
from that?
Zacia's a god.
There you go. Hey, I'm all right with that conclusion. Backside, tough to play here. Utility falls on you a lot of the time, and there's the paranoia. There goes the C's up behind, forced into the open, and he is down and out of the round. Chronicle was there to support him, but now he's fallen back. A nade right on his feet, and the shells will get him. Boaster, the next line of defense, Odin in hand, good for one. The spray's coming through, but he swung on, and Nats will punish. The smoke not down in time. It would have helped the defenders in that moment, but almost timing it perfectly as that player falls. Fnatic now left in a 2v4. Odin picked up by Durka. He's trying to deny the plant. But again, once the smoke fades, this becomes very difficult to get done. That almost got him. That was so damn close. A haircut for Nats. He's 16 HP down in the water. Nobody wants to be the first one to step on site. Look at that delay power. But it starts to look like maybe they're faking, maybe they're going somewhere else. Good plant spot. Nade coming through, predicting that they'll go there. I'll get some damage maybe. Oh, maybe not. It didn't even hit him. The box protected him entirely. Unlucky.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If they get a kill, Nightfall, maybe there's an opportunity, but now again, it just falls into a save. Liquid are going to be taking the lead. They're looking incredibly good on this attack so far, and Fnatic, it seems almost like a bit of a flash in the pan, a slow start once again, but the thing that is always just there, it's like the pit of my stomach just thinking, at any moment, this team can turn up. Any moment, Durka can have a round, so you can see how controlled things are looking right now for Liquid. They are waiting down that clock, making sure that spike is going off, and then they're going to go hunting.
I don't think they'll make it quite far enough to catch these players. My bet would be both of those rifles carried through to the next round, and for Fnatic, that'll give them some hope. But a timeout is called, and I think it's the right idea. This is where you want to take a step back. The lead has just been taken by a team that was decently far behind. You've lost both follow-ups to the pistols, which is as good as losing the pistols a lot of the time. It never gets old, man. It never gets old. Yumpy barking away. Safe's been doing the same. He's been emulating them. You love it.
I thought you'd be a little bit scared of that, considering that you're the only guy I know who's meowed on a broadcast.
Listen, we'll have to have a... I don't even know what that's called, a noise off.
Yeah, a noise off doesn't quite that. Maybe.
See what noises we can make. What other animals? What other animals can you do, Yumpy? Let me know. We'll find out later. But look, 9-8. Team Liquid are in a good spot. Their economy's thriving. Their ults aren't online yet, but you could have a pit and a lockdown coming into this round. And on the Fnatic side, they do have a lockdown. They do have a Nightfall. And they could have Cosmic Divide. Something to work around, but it's more so their economy that I'm interested in. And I think this timeout, you know, the first few seconds will be deciding how they want to invest. And then the follow-up's going to be what they want to do with it.
This is sort of the value of constantly playing those low shields, is they can consistently sort of gamble a little bit more with their economy. Of course, it does also mean they've been punished a few times with the pistols they've been up against. It's made those ghosts that little bit more effective when they've fought up against them. But for now, at least, not going to be too much of a detriment. They've also got incredible retake ults. I think that's actually why we're seeing them stack up on that A side of the map, looking like they're going to properly battle for this a little bit earlier on. But in the meantime, Liquid are currently leading their way straight towards the seaside. Now, this might just be for some early orb control. Potentially going to look to get the Viper's Pit, maybe the lockdown of their own. But instead, they're actually just playing contact. Looking to walk through. They know there's been an Odin here. And instead, they're just going to put the pressure. Boaster just has to retreat.
Yeah, he's not too upset about that, but losing Chronicle, that's going to put a bit of a dampener on this situation. He is seized up, spraying back and getting Redgar. A good kill for Boaster, but he won't be able to deny that plant. The nade has sectioned him off completely. That means Team Liquid get to set up outside of the site. The key thing being Yumpy still has that lockdown. It's not easy to use here. Not easy to use.
He can use it as a counter, though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
If Alpha now tries to use his, throw it in, they can do the same on the other side by exactly the same amount of time.
Good spot.
And Fnatic almost have to just push in here. They have to start moving forward. Now, they've cleared safe. That was the sort of danger man within the site. And now they're just trying to destroy that lockdown. I don't know if it's going to work out. So they have to retreat all the way back, buying a lot of time, but also removing a lot of the danger of that Cosmic Divide, which will now look to fade as they get slowly picked apart. Alpha can only do so much, and Yumpy with the shorty once again is there to close it. Double digits, as said, only one team has made double digits versus Fnatic on this map. Liquid join an exclusive club.
Exclusive club with Carmine Core. I'm sure they're delighted. That was the goal for this season, and now they've met it. Eamon can go home happy. But look, for Fnatic, at this point, you've got to be upset with how that went down. Look at this guy. He ran through with a shorty, ran through the Cosmic Divide. I believe he popped the reload, right? And then he comes around the corner again. Just insane. 10-8 right now. Team Liquid upsetting my pick'ems, that's for damn sure.
Oh, mine are messed up.
Yeah, they're already. It's in the bin. You might as well get someone else through to the final for it. But it's a good sign, seeing the rest of EMEA catch up on Fnatic as well. There was a time where that wasn't possible when its man, Alpha Yair, would just tear your team apart. But he only gets one this time. And up close, Boaster. Oh, he doesn't, I mean, why would you expect it? Look at that position from Redgar. No. Okay, there won't be a punish on the back of it. Could have been an awkward duel. Instead, they're just going to group up and push Boaster on the side.
Again, just farming those orbs early in the round. Something Fnatic themselves have done quite regularly. And once again, building into the seaside. The execution on this side of the map has been sublime. Constantly forcing Fnatic to play a sort of retake setup, not really being able to hold any level of control because of all the utility that's been going through. Really nice shot from Boaster. The spam through the wall does a fair bit of damage, and they're actually going to hightail it. Yumpy has taken so much control.
30 seconds left.
They're aware they gave it up, but a split-second mistake from Chronicle. He's too late to turn around when he makes it round the corner. I like the attempt to wallbang through. But the plan does come in inside the Viper's Pit, and this will be very difficult to fight back into. They've only dropped one. The spray is good on the box. Boaster getting tagged up a little more. Durka on one. Nats is fallen. Pit is down, and Yumpy, they can't do it.
Oh my God.
Somehow, they have walked away with a victory in this round, and once that pit went up, I thought it was over.
I feel like Leo, like, sometimes he'll have like a quieter game, and then he's like that guy in your matchmaking who just seems to toggle and just pull out around from absolutely nowhere. A wallbang kill and a headshot straight into a Viper's Pit, just predicting where his opponent was. And the thing is, they forced, I think it was Nats, out of the Viper's Pit. and spot him. And then from then onwards, it just makes it so much easier, especially because he uses his Nightfall across the pit, so there wasn't really anywhere for Nats to go. It was just a wonderful round from them. Again, at any moment, Fnatic players can just turn up on this sort of level. Round difference now, just one once again, and spam through almost a taste of their own medicine here.
Oh, it was a little. Durka ended up tagged pretty heavily. Safe's gonna fire, he's gone! The showstopper helped him evade the paint shells. He'll get a kill for his trouble, but the return is instantaneous from Fnatic. Their advantage will be held for now.
I think he was waiting to see if anyone would run through the door.
Yeah, of course. He's trying to spray it quickly because that should be their point of contact if they were going to kill him. It makes sense, it just looks quite funny. But yeah, with Safe tagged up and left down on 12 HP, Fnatic, man advantage, Viper's pit to recover.
As well.
Yeah, and great information. This does seem like maybe they get a plant, but the post plant will be an incredibly tough battle for this squad.
Just waiting to see what Alpha does. Because a lot of the time, the things that this guy will do, the risks that he will take.
Spike planted.
Not this time. Waiting for the rotation to come through for the rest of the team. They're also flanking in. Nats has at least spotted that. Holding now that turret is offline. Unfortunately, he's not going to win that fight.
Now cut out in the open. An easy kill. Safe though. Might be able to catch them off guard. A side angle for one. Stops the defuse for now. One away from grabbing a nade as well. With 12 HP, that's probably his best bet here. Again, it's going to be tapped. Again, it's going to be tapped. And now Safe knows he had to go through that smoke. He had to take that kill. And there were going to be two guns ready for him to do just that. Saving is the only option, and he will be safe outside of A. So, 10-10, we've ended up neck and neck yet again.
Yeah. They're never out. That's the thing with Fnatic. They're never out of a game until it's officially over, until the scoreline hits 13 or sometimes even more. And a big couple of rounds coming through for them. It now starts to be called into question how much depth is going to be there from the side of Liquid on this attack side. They're being tested. And straight away, it looks like Chronicle is just going to throw up a Viper's pit.
Pits up right away on C. Funny that they still have the backup, right? You're still leaving Alphayer here with his utility. Again, maybe expecting that hit to come through, but it's also covering your back. Which is pretty important up against this squad. Moser, you are making me a very happy man. I hope you know that. He is so close to getting safe as well. He looks to the corner. Oh, it's just to the left and he doesn't know.
That does remind me of yours, actually. It got 0 damage.
All right, Tom, that was uncalled for. There was no need for that.
Chronicles got down. I don't know if that was just a raw spam into the smoke that came out. That was Yumpy from B. That was Yumpy from B that got that. That's such a weird. I need to see that on a replay. I don't know how he's just managed to take out Chronicle, but whatever he did, definitely problematic. Not quite onto the plant either. And while the push through from Safe is going to drop Boaster, I think, again, this might just have to be a position where they save him. Redgar might not even allow them to. Already pushing all the way up.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, that save is definitely the idea for the end of this round over on Fnatic. But it's not even Redgar. Look at Nats as well. Never mind. You can't look at Nats. He is dead.
You can look at his body.
Yeah, we could. What a wonderful view that would be. I think for Fnatic, they're going to have to just save over towards the tree now, tuck themselves in, because you're going to want to take that op out of their hands. You know that for sure.
Sorry, what?
What? No, because they're saving. They're saving the weapons of the tree, Tom.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you did.
You don't understand that?
Yeah, you didn't say something sus.
No, it's okay. Yeah, they're getting away with it. Both going to be saved through the next.
I don't know if the kill that Yumpy got is as ridiculous.
It must be the door
I
open,
think it is,
right? And he
yeah, I think they
pit.
opened the door, and from there he spammed through.
It's still stupid. He killed him in the pit, like. You know what I mean? It's not. It's still kind of ridiculous. The pit was up. He sprayed wildly and got the kill.
It's completely ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Like, the door was opened by a teammate. He just spams through, kills a Viper's pit player, and just completely ruins the round for Fnatic. I don't know why that was something that happened, but it did.
Oh, up top, hello! What an attempt, and he's shot down! Safe out of this round, the showstopper. I'm not sure that's how they intended to use it, but that'll work. It's actually quite rare to even get the kill on the guy up there. Like, so often it's going to go past him and hit the wall behind, but that was pinpoint accurate.
Daka doesn't miss.
No, he doesn't.
Daka
He doesn't. Heat seek and missile, dude.
He's the anti-Rosa. Here we go, though. An advantage for Fnatic once again. Soulcast still with his Nightfall online as they do look to move towards this A site. But look at the Fnatic rotation. Already 3 players starting to circle the site. But with pressure being thrown in towards the broken door, it starts to call maybe into question if they've got to rotate a player back. You can see Alpha firmly dedicated in his turret, yet to have any contact. So because of that, Fnatic can't afford to just leave their players within this site.
Not a ton of utility to be thrown out by Liquid either when they make this push through. It won't be too uncomfortable to defend against. Jumpy lobbing over some of those nanos to try and cause problems, push players out of position, but Fnatic had this on lockdown. 2 players on site, 2 watching the other avenue. Seems like for Team Liquid, turning tail is the only solution, but there's 15 seconds left. They've got to go. It's now or never. And they're running right into Boaster, ripping them to shreds with that Odin. Good night and sweet dreams to this round for Team Liquid. Fnatic coming out. They only lose Chronicle. Very clean round to bring us back to even territory.
Yeah, especially with how this round started out. It looked like there was going to be an easy kill for Safe to start this one off, and instead it's a showstopper straight in the chest. It's just an almost instant reaction. And while just buying that extra time, having a solid read on where Liquid wanted to go, you're going to see a tactical pause taken from them. I do think that their early pressure into the C site is something that was so successful. I would like to see them attempt that again. I don't think that's something that's really been figured out yet by Fnatic on this defense. They tried a Viper's Pit, which got insta-headshotted. They tried sort of delaying on the time using the Odin to stop the plants. That almost worked, but even still didn't. I wouldn't mind seeing them go back in that direction again. I think the A site hold from Fnatic in this last few rounds has been impeccable. So maybe put that initial pressure there as they did in the past, play with those rotations a little bit. I think that's where Liquid have really shown their strength so far in this half.
Well, there's 2 left to play for here. And this timeout for Team Liquid, I think that's going to be the last one, right? We're out of them now for the home stretch, pushing into OT potentially.
Well, we could have another one in 2 rounds.
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to come through. We got 15 seconds left before the barriers go up. Lockdown in play for the defenders. Certainly not for the attacking side. Only the Nightfall to work around on the ult side. And the operator in the hands of Durka. 25 and 13 right now. And he hasn't even needed this weapon. He's just been taking duel after duel with the rifles. Now the big boy's in his hands. We'll see what he gets done. He's going ambitious. Out through the door, looking for the peak. He's swinging in with an operator, and they never expected it.
And as quickly as he's in, he's out. Already gone. And again, it's just allowing for some earlier rotations. Chronicle bringing his util, but that pressure is being thrown in. The spike a little bit further behind, and you can see, once again, they're set up ready to try and deny any form of post-plant. Soulcast is looking to almost fight for this. And actually, they're going to try and take towards the spawn, I reckon. He's got his Nightfall ready to go.
It might be the right play here. Try and deny some of that space, try and get these players out of position. The Odin spraying away for damage. The trades coming in from Alpha. They were so focused on taking him down, they forgot about the other angle. 12 rounds on the board for Fnatic. And despite a hard-fought battle from Liquid, this map could slip out of their control again. This time, a little bit more of a heartbreaking manner. So close.
Well, that's the thing. The silver lining, they've already done the best anyone has ever done against Fnatic on this map. Will they care about that?
No.
No. Will it feel worse? Probably.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely. You lose 13-6, you say, hey, they were better. We messed up. We know why we lost. You lose 13-11, you're losing sleep tonight, as well as the map. Boaster smoked off, but he gets the info. The jump spot is solid. He knows these players are closing in the distance. It's going to be fighting for that orb control again. I imagine we're not going to see them follow. Actually, the A and B players are shifting over. The spike's being picked up. Maybe they are going to blitz C.
As I said, it's definitely looked like their biggest strength so far is their fights towards the C site, or even if that fails, falling back to B. I think their A site takes have been a little rough. Double operator for the defensive side as well. You can see Alpha pushed up And it means that, again, they can start gambling those rotations back over to the C site already. Leo hightailing it in that direction. They've got so much map control. You can understand why they're going to start taking these risks, expecting players to be towards that connector, but they've got to deal with both. The planting without him dying is a problem, and the spam through, maybe a bigger one. Leo's managed to find a kill straight back, but the aggression this time works out. They're going to take that man advantage, and, well, no one could stop the plant for now.
Oh, that should have been a free kill, but good movement. Close to the doorway at least. Durka survives, but now he's going to thrive. 1v4, Odin in play. Already grabs the first. He's up on site in an instant. He could spam through the very tippity top of the mound maybe, but the advantages aren't massive. He's going to have some of the best shots of his life here. All three players lining up now in a firing squad. One behind the mound, one behind the wall, and it's off Soulcast's contact when he's too far out to get back around the corner. Really well handled. We're going to an overtime, and I think this is a deserved one for sure.
Oh,
Team
yeah.
Liquid have fought hard for it.
Yeah, this has been an El Clasico level match. Liquid at the start of the season, not having the greatest of results, facing Fnatic, being demolished, grinding
Overtime,
all the way
baby.
through,
Let's go.
making it to Japan, and now they're back to try and, well, kick the king off his throne, I guess.
You know, certainly a grudge match from the regular season where they were embarrassed 13-6 on both maps, but
Yeah.
go further back to champions. This is the squad that eliminated them. They're going to want to take these guys down, and I guess as well, you enter this matchup, unlike the other two, with no pressure. And not as much, certainly. Already secured your spot. Not knowing the format of Japan will certainly put some questions in their minds, though, right? This could literally be the game to send them to champs, depending on how that format plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know. Maybe it'll be the two EMEA teams have two of the spots in the
It could be.
playoff stage
It could
already.
be, yeah, just making finals. It could be winning finals. You
Yeah.
never know. We have 4 slots, so it's
You got to play to the whistle. That's what I've always been
that's
told.
exactly it. You got to play to the whistle. I love that. Well, for Fnatic, they're making their way to B, and this might not be the best play. Killjoy set up here. They had players ready to go. They still do. And mainly what I'm thinking about is Soulcast. He's got a seize ready whenever they're going for these pushes. A lot of the time, his utility has been well timed, but he's moved out now towards the A site. Instead, it's going to be back up from Nats, who's already tagged low. So is Durka, but he's just flying in. Doesn't give a damn. Has a nade, could lob it in. No, instead, he's just going himself. This guy's insane. 11 HP, and they're not even going to look his way. Little more awkward than it should have been, but it's okay.
He eventually goes down, but it's an easy trade for Alpha.
30
Putting this
seconds left.
round firmly in the hands of Fnatic. They're going to need some heroics on that Liquid side. Well, that's a decent start from Redgar. Takes down one. Soulcast looking for that fight, but, well, he's found it and given the information over to the other side. 15 seconds left, still no plant. Will eventually come through, though. Soulcast maybe expecting that to be more of a bait, and, well, for Redgar, there's just no space to be found.
He's gone for the glass cannon on this, and he'll be the last man standing trying to convert this round. 3 players to take down, and they get him through the smoke. Fnatic again with a chance to close out this map, 13-12, and they'll be swapping over. Now mounting their defense to close it out.
Yeah. Again, fighting valiantly, tooth and nail, but it's just this man. It's this man here. He has been the difference maker in so many rounds. You could it's almost just a panic from Safe, just realizing he's been caught, but that's the thing. It always feels in this series that Durka is inevitable. Well, 29 kills, nobody particularly close, 8 behind is Safe. He's still respectable 21, but that has been the difference, the slight difference. And that margin might just be enough to grant Fnatic their first map. Still, they've got to do it on this defensive side. And while both teams have proven to just be that little bit stronger over on the attack.
Yeah, most definitely. It's what's going to give first for Team Liquid's attack, taking it very slowly. This is much more of a default than I think we've seen them play in the majority of rounds. Maybe expecting Fnatic to have some ideas that they want to push through on. But nothing will be found. With a minute left on the clock, they have no map control past what they get at the start of the round and rubble, but it's not really worth much, especially when you're looking at C-Site having both a Viper and a Killjoy in play.
Bomb grenade out.
I think they're going to fake A here. I mean, there's a lot of noise being made. They're burning a ton of utility, and we've seen it from Fnatic on their attack side and how they love to push and pull, how they love to fake it out, give presence, show just how many players are here, and then get the kill elsewhere. Redgar onto Chronicle. That opens up C a little bit, but as we said, you still have Alpha over that side of the map.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, now the time becomes a huge issue for the side of Liquid. 25 seconds. Durka is using their own smoke against it. Now they are going to actually use the snakebite and now try and split back. The thing is though, Leo was waiting, watching for them to try and make this move. Durka finally taken down by Timmy, but now Yumpy's all that left. 10 seconds to try and make this work, and you can see Alpha's gone. He will get the plant. He's managed to grab the spike and escape in the last second. Boaster, does he take a risk here? No, he's going to have to wait this one out, and with the lockdown, he can buy a little bit of extra time.
Oh my god, this is winnable somehow for Yumpy. After all this and tagged up on Boaster, it's the Alpha trade that you're worried about, and that's why it comes through in the end. Lockdown destroyed, and Team Liquid in much the same state. That map is done. 14-12, the biggest challenge for Fnatic so far this season when it comes to Lotus.
Oh yeah.
But at the end, it's the same result.
No, it really impressive from Liquid. This has been a map for them that I think has been very shaky throughout the season. It was one that Fnatic came into it picking, knowing this is our map, we will win it. And that's the thing, any map that Fnatic has taken a team to this season has been pretty much dominant for them. So the fact that that was so incredibly tight is a great sign for Liquid going forward in this series. Bind up next has been one that, well, it's been proven that Fnatic can bleed. They lost it literally just the other day. So I think that Liquid are going to be feeling fairly confident going into map number 2. The only thing is you're so damn close to taking that one over the line. It's not quite enough though.
No, it really isn't. And as we always say, those are the hardest losses to take, the close ones. You know, 13-6 when Team Liquid picked this map up against Fnatic. Fnatic pick it now.
11-1/2.
OT, 11-1/2. What can you do about that? All in all, though, this is a good sign for Team Liquid in the series. That was Fnatic's map pick. Up next is theirs, and who knows how Bind is going to go.
Banger series.
We absolutely do. Let's toss into a break and get back with Bind.
Nice! Good job, Derka.
Nice!
Nice, Alpha!
Nice! Good job!
Red Bull gives you wings.
Usually when I see a target, I won't miss. I try to find weaknesses wherever they are and just game by game try to pick up on anything I can. So this training course is a way for me to really showcase and demonstrate all the questions you guys have been asking, you know, how to get better aim, and it really enables me to answer a lot more and kind of expand on the first video I made like so long ago about VALORANT fundamentals.